Here we are, guys, Revelstoke. Gonna go up there, top of Mount Revelstoke. Meadows in the Sky Parkway. Go look at the lookouts, a couple cool hikes, you know, it's that kind of a show, so it'll be good, guys.
Continue for 19 kilometers.
Okay, guys, Mount Revelstoke National Park, 0 km, 498 meters above sea level. So let's do this. So it takes about 30 to 40 minutes to complete the actual drive itself, but there's all these pullouts and stops on the way. 8 p.m. This is the gate. This is the entranceway. So you drive up here, you pay your fee, and then you drive up the mountain. So welcome to Mount Revelstoke Summit Parkway, a 24 km scenic drive to the top of the mountain. You will find the climb is steady but gentle. Allow at least an hour for the trip to the top. Mount Revelstoke is an area protected for all time as one of Canada's national parks. Please take care and help preserve the natural beauty. We're here and you see the switchbacks. Up one switchback all the way up to the top of the parking lot. And then the parkway is closed in winter because of heavy snowfall. In spring, it reopens in stages as snow gradually retreats up the mountain. The top of the road is often snowbound in June. And then that's Revelstoke. That's the Big Bend. Deep snow blankets the mountains and valleys each winter. It dictates the growth and habits of all plants and animals. Revelstoke's citizens exploring the park. So we've paid the fee to get into the park. You got to, because it's national park, so you got to pay money. So now we're driving up Mount Revelstoke. In Mount Revelstoke National Park. So there's going to be a series of switchbacks right here. And there's no U-turns, guys. There's big signs saying, like, it's the kind of thing, like, once you're committed to this, you're committed. Because you can't just turn around. So if you're doing it, you're doing it, right? So there'll be switchback, 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 all the way up. And there'll be markers. We're at 498 meters above sea level at kilometer 0. When we get to kilometer 26, you tell me what the sign says. The whole no U-turn thing, that's the reason why they don't open it before like late June. Because the snow hasn't melted, and if the snow hasn't melted, you don't have the ability to turn around. So you're basically stuck. But there's a lot of switchbacks here. Like, I think it's 20 something or almost 30. And then if you do it going up and coming down, you know, you're talking like 40, 50 switchbacks, right? So it's a lot. But for anybody from BC, as all you BC guys know, it's a switchback, it's like whatever, right? I always thought it was funny when you're doing the Icefields Parkway, and in Alberta they have this turn called the Big Bend. And in BC we just call that a corner, basically. So just be mindful, guys, if you're not used to switchbacks and mountain driving, and you know, you're coming from out of province or out of country, just be wary and understand that, like, you're driving up a mountain, it's narrow, it's steep, and it's windy, and you cannot turn around. So it's not like, oh, I'm gonna drive halfway up and then I don't want to do it anymore. It's like, no, if you're driving, you're driving up the whole thing. But totally worth it. And then there's bikes, you know, potentially animals, and so you just, you know, stagger nice and easy. It's like 30, the speed limit here is like 30 to 50. Oh, that's the ski jump thing. When you ski jump. Kilometer 5, 770 meters. So we've gone up almost 300 meters in 6 kilometers. Revelstoke 100-meter viewpoint. Okay, so we're just at kilometer 6 here, first lookout. This is the view. Revelstoke is one of those places where 6 months of winter is a good thing. The community's wintertime connections to Mount Revelstoke are very strong. The city is home to Canada's oldest continually operating ski club, dating to the late 1890s. For 60 years, skiing on Mount Revelstoke was as popular an activity as summertime hiking. A lift service downhill ski area also operated on the lower slopes of the mountain during the 60s. Downhill skiing relocated across the valley to Mount Mackenzie in 1969 to the area known today as Revelstoke Mountain Resort. Cross-country skiing on the Meadows in the Sky Parkway is still popular with Revelstokians, as is snowshoeing on the Inspiration Woods Trail and the Sorensen Trails. That's at kilometer 2 and kilometer 5. So that's Heather Lodge at the summit of the mountain, offered adventurous skiers hot meals and overnight accommodations from 1940 till 1967. Oh, the Niels Nielsen ski jump, we passed that. On the slopes of Mount Revelstoke remains the only place in Canada where world ski jump records were ever set in 1921, 31, and 32. The Royal Road. Work proceeded on the road to the summit for 13 years. As work progressed, the road was visited several times by members of the British royal family, earning the nickname the Royal Road. In 1916, the Duke of Connaught, the Governor-General of Canada and son of Queen Victoria, shared afternoon tea with the workers building the road. In 1919, Edward, Prince of Wales, the eldest son of Queen Victoria, participated in the dedication of Revelstoke National Park. In 1927, the Prince of Wales returned with his brother Prince George to what was now known as Mount Revelstoke National Park to officially open the Mount Revelstoke Highway. At the turn of the 20th century, intrepid hikers from the newly incorporated city of Revelstoke climbed through the heavy timber and thick underbrush to reach the top of neighboring Mount Revelstoke. Soon, local citizens began making frequent pilgrimages to the mountaintop. Mayor Charles Lindmark had his public work crews construct a trail from downtown Revelstoke to the summit of the mountain. By 1911, local politicians and business people had recognized the scenic beauty and tourism potential of the mountain and convinced the provincial government to fund the construction of an auto road up the mountain. In 1914, the federal government was so impressed with the alpine splendor of the area and local efforts to preserve it that it set aside 248 square kilometers of high country as Revelstoke National Park. 6 years later, the park was renamed Mount Revelstoke National Park. It is one of the few national parks in Canada to have been established at the request of local citizens. It's a very special place, guys. The locals here, it's pride and joy of Revelstoke, this place. The parkway, too. These rocks. Cool looking rock, eh? All the colors. Second stop. This is the city of Revelstoke. We started here and then we went up, and we're here now. And then we're going to continue going up the switchbacks all the way up. So this is the Monashee Lookout. Just a little walk through the bush here. Some of the only non-coastal rainforests in the world, which is cool. So it's all rainforest, guys. Oh, it's so nice. A view of history. First Nations have lived in the lands of the Columbia River. In 1812, fur trader David Thompson, well, we know David Thompson, canoed the Columbia River, which runs through the valley below. Thompson was the first European to cross the mountain ranges west of Rocky Mountain House and enter what is now British Columbia. He is also the first to follow the Columbia River its entire length, from Fairmont, BC, to its Pacific Ocean mouth near Portland, Oregon. In 1865, BC government surveyor Walter Moberly traveled through what he called Eagle Pass, connecting Shuswap Lake in the west to the Columbia River below. He blazed a tree with the words, "This is a pass of the Overland Railway." Really cool looking, guys. 15 years later, railway pathfinder Major A.B. Rogers followed the Eagle Pass route and went on to confirm Moberly's belief to be true. He continued up the uncharted Illichilewit River, the smaller river that enters the Columbia. Rogers found a way for the Canadian Pacific Railway to cross through the height of the Selkirk Mountains, a route known today as Rogers Pass. It's one of the only non-coastal rainforests in the world, guys. You can see, look at the trees, big trees. As we go up, the trees will get smaller and smaller, and because it gets harsher and harsher, right? Colder and colder. And then eventually it turns into like rock and ice and top of a mountain, basically. So it'll be cool, but there's going to be a field of like heather and a whole bunch of other stuff. Wildflowers, mountain wildflowers. Pink Mountain up on the Alaska Highway there. That gets its name from the pink flowers on the mountain. So you go to Pink Mountain around July, you'll see all the pink flowers on the side of the mountain. It turns the mountain pink. So I always thought the rock was pink. Right, I should say I hoped the rock was pink, but it's not. It's the wildflowers. So anyways, guys, continuing on. This is stop number 2, Monashee Lookout. Columbia. That's the Columbia River there. Big Bend region, Big Bend Highway. It's cool looking rocks. Ooh, I see mica. Mount Revelstoke internment camp. Oh, yeah, that's right. In 1915, from September 6th to December 20th, 225 internees and 100 guards lived in log buildings. During World War I, under the War Measures Act, internment camps were established at 24 locations across the country. About 8,000 people, mostly Ukrainians and other Europeans, were detained because they were considered to be enemy aliens. 4 of these camps were located in national parks at Banff, Jasper, Yoho, and Mount Revelstoke. Some citizens of Revelstoke urged the federal government to have internees complete the new road to the summit of Mount Revelstoke. The Dominion Parks Commissioner of the time, J.B. Harkin, agreed that they could provide a much-needed workforce for developing tourist facilities. That's not... Yeah, wow. Okay. In 1915, an internment camp was built near the site. Weather conditions and labor disputes resulted in the men spending most of their time clearing snow, cutting firewood, rather than working on the road construction, as had been expected. The water supply for the site was inadequate for winter, so the internees were sent to Camp Otter in Yoho National Park, and Mount Revelstoke camp was closed. That's brutal, man. So you come up here to build a road, and you spend most of your time chopping firewood and clearing snow, because that's all that's what you got to do to survive, basically. That is brutal, man. Oh, glad those times are behind us. But anyways, guys, beautiful glacial-fed Columbia River there, Columbia ice fields, Columbia region, Columbia drainage base, Columbia River, Columbia everything, basically, you know. But yeah, these are the sites. So this is the trail to Panorama Point here. See the the mountain wildflowers? These ones are purple, but you get pink ones, like the saying at Pink Mountain there. You get the little pink flowers. Walking through the bush. Oh, that's nice. It's a nice sight there. But yeah, you come up here, they got all kinds of trails. The road closes at 8 though, 8 p.m. So you can't, no overnight, but you come up here for the day, hike around, go see things, check some stuff out, you know. You hike right to the top of the mountain, I believe. But, oh, we got it all to ourselves too. That doesn't happen. Wow, man. Woo, that's nice. Holy. This is insane, man. This is such a nice view. Oh, man. Like, it's staggeringly beautiful up here. You can see all the snow. Look, the glaciers. That'd be Rogers Pass over there, I believe. Heading into Rogers Pass. It's hard to tell where we are, though, because we've been driving so many switchbacks and turns. It's disorienting. But Revelstoke's down there. So, yeah, Golden and Rogers Pass would be that way, I believe. But yeah, the trees. We got the lookout all to ourselves, guys. This never happens. This is Panorama Point. This is what people come up here for, and we got the whole place to ourselves. You can see we started down there, guys, on the valley floor where the river is. We were down there, and we basically spent the last hour driving up. We went from 498 meters to 1,386 something, or 86 or something like that, I believe. Look at all the wildflowers too. We got butterflies, bees, massive black flies. It's very much the bush here. And then we got these little baby trees just hanging out. Lots of really interesting rock here too. Definitely want to be careful hiking here though, because you have a bad fall here. You'd be falling for quite a long time before You stop. We're at the top of Mount Revelstoke National Park here. Meadows in the Sky. 1,300 meters. So we started out down there in the valley floor, 498 meters, and we're now 1,386 meters above sea level here. You can see the mountains. Below us is Rainforest, and then we're in the subalpine forest area, the snow forest they call it, because there's 6 months of winter here. So this stuff is under the weather 6 months of the year. It's hard to put into words, or even pictures don't really do it justice. That's why I was trying to basically get a video of it. It's serene. It has a very calm, serene feeling. This is the bench. Come up here, have a nice picnic. You know, look at the view. And then yeah, it's about 100 meters from the car park to Panorama Point. These are the sights. So anyways, guys, that's gonna be it for me. I hope you enjoyed it. Meadows in the Sky Parkway, Mount Revelstoke National Park. The one of the world's only interior rainforests, which is cool. And just a good, awesome, cool drive, man, on a nice sunny day. Like what else could a guy ask for, right? So anyways, guys, that's gonna be it for me. Make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. And Sasquatch Prospector out.